Hello, my name is Alan Holden. I will be going over the consequences of texting while driving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 seconds. That is the minimum amount of time your attention is taken away from the road when you are texting and driving. 5 seconds, not a lot of time, you might be thinking. Well, if you are traveling 55 miles per hour, 5 seconds equals the driving length of a football field without looking at the road one time. I've talked to the South Carolina Highway Patrol officers, uses the South Carolina Highway Department of Public Safety, Distraction.gov, Newsday, and Legal Match. Texting and driving has numerous consequences, including distraction, fines, tickets, and death. Texting while driving is a distraction. A study done by the Ford Motor Company showed that the texting while driving causes drivers to be less focused than eating, talking, or singing. They concluded that the few minutes it's taking someone to send a message like a driver not looking at the road for a commercial. Have you ever been in a car waiting on a red light and it turns green and the person in front of you does not move? Then you pass the car, and as you pass the car, you notice they are texting, not even looking at the light. Think about it. This person is stopped and is still causing issues from the distraction of texting. Not paying attention and being distracted is one way you can get a ticket and fine. You can get fines and tickets for texting while driving. In the state of South Carolina, it is not against the law to text while at a legal stop or talking on the phone. It is, however, against the law to text and drive. Yes, you cannot be pulled over for texting unless an officer sees you clearly doing the texting. However, the distraction of texting causes many drivers to swerve and drive reckless, which you can be pulled over for. The fines for being pulled over for texting is a $25 fine for the first offense, and additional fines vary from county to county. In Mount Pleasant, the fine is $25 plus a $200 fine for using a handheld device. The law is new to the state of South Carolina, and law enforcement and how the additional offenses are going to be handled is still unclear at this time. With all but 2 states making texting while driving a crime, it shows that the government, along with the general public, sees the dangers and consequences of texting and driving. With the 2011 statistics, that the 23% of auto collisions involve cell phones. That is 1.3 million crashes. Texting can lead to a crash, causing death or injuries. Driving and texting is not just an issue with you, but for everyone on the road. When a driver is distracted, they become a danger to all on the road. According to the USA Today, in 2011, the government says 3,092 people died last year because of cell phones. That means that 1 of every 11 U.S. traffic deaths, if the driver who was not texting is only injured, they still have to carry the burden of hurting or even killing someone else. Texting. Is it worth the risk of being distracted, getting a fine or ticket, getting hurt, hurting others, or even death? The government, both state and federal, realizes that texting is a dangerous distraction with many consequences. They have done studies and started awareness groups to help stop texting and driving. I hope you have taken the time and think of how a text could change your life or someone you love. I encourage all of you who think texting is no big deal. I am good at it to look at distraction.gov.